Time to talk Bison men's basketball. It was a great weekend for the Bison men as we head into February here in the stretch run in Summit League basketball. 2 straight wins for NDSU at home. The win streak is at 23 straight at home, and we welcome David Richman to talk about it. Dave, 23 straight wins at home. That's the 7th longest streak in the country. That's hard to do. Talk about what that means to the program.
It means a lot. There's no question about it, Jeremy. There's a lot of pride in that locker room. Not only what we've been able to do this year, but building on the success we had last year, and you know we're using it to keep building it. There's no question. We talk about the baton. Let's not drop the baton. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. And fortunately, thus far, we've been able to do that.
Well, you moved into first place again on your own, so you control your destiny. Let's look at the standings as the dust clears here. The Bison are 9-2 in the league, 17-7 overall. South Dakota State split on the road. Oral Roberts also split on the road in that IPFW IUPUI trip. But what do you think of the standings so far? It's bunched up 4, 5, 6, but a nice solid tier at the top there with 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, the team Fort Wayne is really starting to rise. I think they've won 5 or 6 in a row now too, and there was a reason why they were picked first. We're pleased to be in first right now, but it's right now. It's not the end of the year here. It's not the end of February yet. We've got 5 big games left starting Thursday.
Now, Thursday you beat Omaha 64-57, closer than many people maybe expected, but Omaha came and battled, didn't they? As we look at the highlights, we'll break this down a little bit. At Shields Arena on Thursday night, and Omaha played a nice first half. They were up 5 at half.
Omaha's a good team. I think the record is really deceptive. You got to remember this is a team that went in and beat Marquette at Marquette early in the year. They played so different. They're really fast. They shoot a lot of threes, and they're very, very capable. And I thought, we were just okay in the first half, but we're able to extend and get up, double digits in the second half, and that was a real credit to our defense.
Marcus Tyus had a great half too, 12 points.
Yeah, Marcus Tyus is a good player, and he hit some tough shots. We talked about making them, hit contested jumpers, and they did that, and we just tried to limit their opportunities as best as possible.
Down 5 at half, outscored them 36-24 in the second half. What changed in the second half?
Again, I think for our guys, just the understanding of what some teams are doing, and again, we talked about it, and it showed a little bit Saturday. For this group, that next step was to really take and build leads or a sense of urgency for the full 40, and I thought for the most part in the second half we were really locked in.
So the final score was 64-57, and I think the key part of that, Dave, is Omaha averages close to 80 points. You held them to 57. How happy were you with the defense?
Very happy, and then break that down even more. To hold them to 24 points in the second half is a real credit to us defensively, to our guys defensively. And I think what you see from us is if we can take care of the ball, we can keep teams out of transition. We're a pretty good half-court team.
Well, let's take a look at Saturday against South Dakota. Craig Smith and the Coyotes came in, and it was the Lawrence Alexander highlight reel, wasn't it?
Yeah, very fortunate to have 12 on our side. When we went down there, to Vermillion early in the year, he'd been sick. He didn't practice for 2-3 days beforehand, and there's no question, that. And then they beat us. They beat us at their place, and I think Lawrence was in particular locked in. Our guys were really locked in. And I thought maybe, the UND game, maybe other game here or there, this was, for the most part, 40 minutes of Bison basketball that we're really proud of.
Single game 3-point record with 8 in this game. He was 11 of 14 from the floor, 8 of 11 from 3, 31 points. And did the guys feed off the crowd too? It was a great crowd on Saturday.
Absolutely, we love that. The Bison Nation, our guys will tell you that. And going back to our 23-game home winning streak, there's a big part of that. And the fans are a big part of it. And you ride that excitement. Our bench, you can see them getting into it a lot of the times. It makes it a lot of fun. That's what playing basketball is about.
One of the best efforts of the year as we look at the score, it was 71-47 over South Dakota. Corey Brown showed great toughness over the weekend with 62 minutes in 2 games. But again, Dave, in 2 games you gave up 57 and 47. That's a trend you like.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Coach Ince and Coach Kleiman will be really, really happy with those numbers as well. You give yourselves a chance when you're defending in the half court, and we've taken care of the ball pretty good for the most part. And when we're defending, again, you give yourselves a chance, and hopefully we can build on that on the road here now.
Hey, a tough road trip coming up at Denver, at South Dakota State. Denver was picked 2nd in the league. Obviously a very capable team. They played very well here at Shields Arena. Talk about that matchup first off.
Yeah, I'd say they played very well. We were very fortunate in that game. 16 points they held us to at half. Give our guys credit. They responded and really battled. We were able to force it into overtime and make some plays. But, you know, Denver is so unique in the way they play at both ends of the floor. It took our guys a little bit to get accustomed to actually what they're doing, the speed and tempo, the pace of which they go about their business. And again, we learned from it and got better, and we're fortunate to, you know, to come on, you know, on the right side of it here a couple Thursdays ago, and we need to, you know, be better prepared and ready to go from the start here this Thursday night.
2 straight on the road, then you're at Brookings on Saturday against South Dakota State. So this is a very tough, a very important road trip for you. It's tough to win on the road in this conference, in any conference in college basketball.
Absolutely, but again, you know, when we're taking care of the ball and defending, in particular in the half court, we give ourselves a chance on the road, and that's what we need to do. We need to have a couple good days of practice here this week and go out and beat 10 better on the road to get a 1-point, you know, get a 1-point win. That's what we talk about to our guys all the time.
Now, Denver, they slow it down, obviously, very low-scoring team, but they play well at home too, don't they? Talk about how different they are in Denver.
Well, you can just, it's like anybody. You're just more comfortable. You slept in your bed the night before, and the surroundings are, you know, obviously more familiar than, you know, when you're on the road. And so the shooting sight lines are better. They cut with better pace, and we're going to have to be locked in. It's going to be a very, very tough challenge Thursday night.
Every game's important, but how important is the first game of a 2-game road trip to get some confidence moving into that second one, and you can put everything on that game then?
Yeah, you know, again, split on the road and is good, not great. And you'd like to, you know, for the most part, you do most of your preparing for that first game. And so we like to take care of business. But we'll take them any way we can get them. First, second, both, well, you know, any way we can get them.
Great TV coverage this week. It's Roots Sports Thursday night in Denver. Also Mid-Continent and ESPN3 on Saturday at Brookings. And, of course, the Bison Radio Network for you as well. We'll be fired up with Scott Miller on the road this weekend. And we'll be back next week to talk about both of these road games. Good luck to you, Dave. And enjoy the Bison, and they're in first place. Enjoy this time. We'll see you next week.